Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we have the history of the WWE Intercontinental and World Heavyweight Championship 3-disc DVD set review. This is going to be a little collection video of all three of these. I wish they did more of these personally. I know a lot of people really love the style of these, how they look like real books and whatnot. You know, later on they would release the US title and the hardcore title, but not in this style. You know, let's take a look at the spines real quick. You know, just the pretty much plain, but it looks like a book. It's got some grit to it and whatnot. You know, fairly detailed, you know, home video logos. For whatever reason, it always bothered me that they're not too center as much as this guy. You know, the first volume has a few errors, and I know the IC title had an error in it as well. I don't have the pamphlet to it, so I'm not sure if this is an original release. But let's get into these. You know, nothing on the backs, but history of the WWE title. I love how even though we were in the spinner belt era, they still chose this belt. And we got on the nameplate 63 to 06. Same with the IC title, 1979 through 2008. And the big gold belt, 1905 through 2009. So the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And this is the only one they included a somewhat documentary with. So they're all pretty much the same in looks. So this one has just chapters to it. Love how they made the disc. I felt like they could have done a little bit more with the artwork. So here's the pamphlet. Really, really nice. You got all the variants of the WWE Championship over the years. From Hogan 87, Smoke and Skull title, the Big Eagle, the Winged Eagle. Different shots from Hogan, Backlund, Brett. Then we got the spinner title with Edge. You got a shot of Bruno there. And the Undisputed title. I guess this is what the back would look like. Got different shots of Taker, Shawn, Austin, Hogan, and Triple H. This is a 2006 release. And then here we got all the champions. From Buddy Rogers, Bruno, Ivan Koloff, Stan Stasiak. You got Hogan, Hogan, Andre, Savage, Warrior. There is a mistake on here as well. Shawn Michaels was a 3-time WWF champion. They missed one of his reigns. And I thought there was another one here. If there is, I'll pause real quick. But I always liked how they did this little timeline, and it's really, really cool. I wish they did this with the other DVDs. I think the Intercontinental DVD got one. Like I said, I didn't get the pamphlet, but it's really cool just looking at this thing every once in a while and all the variants of the titles. So we got really good matches on here going back through 71. A few matches with Bruno, Superstar Billy Graham, and Bob Backlund. Then we got matches with Backlund as champ, Hogan. A few of the early WrestleMania matches from WrestleManias 2, 3, and 5. Got Hogan and Andre. Disc 2 is not much on here, but they do include the Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12. You got Brett versus Owen, Hogan, and Warrior. The Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin main event from WrestleMania 14. And then disc 3 is like the 2000s, or the last few years of the title. You got Triple H and Cactus Jack. We got Austin and Rock, Austin and Jericho. Got the main event of Vengeance 2002, SummerSlam, and the Rumble 2003. So not a bad little listing of matches there for the WWE title. This one is probably my favorite set of the three. You know, looking back at it, I like how it's structured. I love always a big fan of this Intercontinental title. I know a lot of people love the Classic, and, you know, it's really a favorite. But this was my Intercontinental title. So they structured this one differently going through each decade. We got the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So I liked how they had somewhat of a bit of a structure here. You know, the WWE title, they were going over 50 years with that, so, or 40 years, whatever. So, and then here we got Patterson and DiBiase, Ken Patera, Pedro Morales. We got the Pedro Morocco matches, Morocco and Snuka in the cage. And then, you know, you got Tito and the Macho Man, Savage and Steamboat. You got Honky Tonk and the Warrior, Rick Rude and the Warrior. There was some good IC title matches back in its time. Then we got the 90s, which was just awesome. Perfect and Brett and the Bulldog, Razor and Shawn. And then a couple from Austin and Rock. We got Triple H and The Rock. And then Jeff Jarrett and Chyna. Really good stuff here. 2000s with Jericho and Kurt, Eddie, Jericho and X-Pac. We got Triple H and Jeff Hardy, RVD and Jeff Hardy, Edge and Randy Orton. We even got Ric Flair and Triple H from Taboo Tuesday, RVD and Shelton Benjamin, Carlito, Johnny Nitro and Shelton Benjamin, Jeff Hardy versus Umaga and Jeff Hardy versus Jericho. You're talking about, you know, a very deep, you know, Hall of Fame list of talent here. And I do have a really good soft spot for this DVD. You know, I know a lot of people think it's a controversial pick, but, you know, I love the big gold kind of disc art there. And this one actually had a bit of structure to it too, with the documentary and then some NWA matches. We had some WCW matches with Disc 2, and Disc 3 is the WWE's version of the world title. So, in the documentary, they kind of say the championship was lost for a couple of years, or whatever it was, and WCW had legal issues with the NWA, and Flair had taken the belt to the WWF. During that time, the NWA withdrew from WCW, and there was some really iffy period time there, so I don't think WWE's able to share that information on DVD. Maybe that's why they said that, but for the most part, I enjoy this set. Matches, we go back to 1961 here with Pat O'Connor, Buddy Rogers, 2 out of 3 falls match. You got Gene Kiniski, Dory Funk, Jack Briscoe, Terry Funk, Harley Race, and Dusty Rhodes. You got the Nature Boy versus Magnum TA, and then Flair versus Sting. You got some good matches on here. From WCW, you got Flair and Steiner, Luger and Barry Windham. This is where they created the new WCW title, and then that's why they had that whole WCW International Championship, which was formerly the NWA title. We had Vader and Ron Simmons, Vader and Ricky Steamboat, Hogan and Flair, the career steel cage match for the WCW World title. And that was before Vince Russo got there. We got Sting and Hogan from Super Brawl 7 or 8. Hogan and Goldberg, Jeff Jarrett, Booker T, The Rock, and Jericho. That's weird they still kind of incorporate that. But I guess it was the WCW title. And then once WWE created and brought it back, the World Heavyweight title, Triple H, RVD, Triple H and Shawn, Kurt Angle and The Undertaker. That's cool to see that on here. Mysterio and Randy Orton. This is right after WrestleMania 22. Got Armageddon 2007 with Batista, Taker, and Edge. John Cena and Jericho. And then Jeff Hardy versus Edge. So there's some really good matches on all three of these sets. I think, personally, I'd go with the IC and the world title. If you're going to go out of your way and buy two of these, I'd recommend all three for personal reasons. You know, pick your favorite championship. You know, many people's, their favorite title are the IC title. Go with that one. That's probably the best of the three. And you know what? I'm going to give all three of these a big thumbs up. For content, it's going to be a bit hard to rate. And, you know, packaging, it gets a very strong 8.5 out of 10. Could have used a little more artwork behind the discs and whatnot, but I just love the overall designs of these three DVDs. I love continuity with DVDs, and to me that really makes the set, you know, them all looking the same and whatnot. The covers are all similar. The designs are pretty much similar. So I thought they did a fantastic job with these. So let me know your thoughts if you have them in your collection. Content-wise, I think they get a strong, you know, 9 out of 10 for the three of them together. Separately, I'd have to look a bit more into that and rank the matches a bit separately. So let me know your thoughts, guys. If you have these in your collection, comment down below. What is your favorite championship DVD? And we'll talk to you later. Peace.